Welcome in to Wizards WNBA Rundown. My name is Joey Tron, and I'll be going over every single WNBA game on Saturday, May 9th slate. Before we get started, like and subscribe, and head on over to wizardsportspicks.com, and you'll be able to find all of our premium selections that we have up for grabs. But again, this video is for WNBA, and it's for the games on Saturday, May the 9th, and we have a 5-game card going on. The first one takes place in my backyard. It's between the Wings and the Indiana Fever. This game tips off at 1 p.m. The Fever are a 5.5-point favorite with a total booked around 176.5 to 177.5. In my opinion, this is by far the headline of opening weekend. We have two star-studded teams going at it. We have a healthy Caitlin Clark along with Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull. We also have two of the former first-round picks in Paige Buckers and this most recent draft, Ozzy Food, reuniting two UConn players. Again, this is also two of the fastest-paced WNBA teams that we have this season. The Fever, they're definitely booked pretty high this year. The market thinks so as well. They have a 29.5 win total. They're also the third favorite to win the WNBA championship. But I'm also not going to discredit the Dallas Wings. They have a new coach in Jose Fernandez. They have an upcoming team, and the market thinks they're going to do pretty well too. The Wings are going to be geared towards pace and offense. And with that, I really like the over 176.5 in this game between the Fever and the Wings. There's elite guard play on both sides of the ball. This is going to be a transition-heavy type of matchup. Dallas's defense raises a lot of concerns, and that's definitely going to allow the Indiana Fever to exploit them on the in transition and especially down low. Indiana has elite spacing, which is definitely going to allow them to shoot plenty of three balls. Opening night, pace is going to be pretty fast. So again, I really like the over 176.5 points between the Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings. The next game up is between the Mercury and the Aces. This game tips off at 3:30 p.m. The Aces are about an 8.5-point favorite with the total booked around 166.5. In my opinion, there's no easy way to put this, but the Aces are by far the best team in the WNBA, and there's no way you can dispute that. They're the defending champions. They're playing at home. Their roster remains one of the best in the WNBA. There is very little turnover. AJ Wilson is by far the best player on the court between these two teams. Not only that, I'm just worried about the Mercury. They have an aging roster. They have defensive concerns. Their aging roster also brings pace concerns. Will they be able to get back and forth up the court fast enough? I don't think so. Yes, they have a lot of veterans, but I don't think they'll be able to uphold the consistency that's needed long-term throughout the season to get a big push in the playoffs. I like the Aces here. I think 8.5 is a very good number. I think the Aces win by double digits here. Lay the points with Las Vegas. Next game on the market is between the Dream and the Lynx. This game tips off at 8 p.m. The Dream are a 3.5-point favorite with a total booked at 157.5. Honestly, this is a tough game to look at. It's a pretty sharp angle. 3.5 points is tough for me, but Minnesota worries me this early in the year. They have plenty of injuries. They're going to have a lot of young players step up, and I just don't think their bench and depth can really handle that. Atlanta picked up a very big piece that's going to help them out offensively in Angel Reese. That offensive momentum can really bring a lot of firepower to this Dream offense. Not only that, it's going to help them control the pace. They're going to dominate transition, but Angel Reese grabbing plenty of rebounds. They have the better offensive shot quality. They're no doubt going to win the rebounding battle. Now, if these two teams are playing later on in the season, I would probably lean towards Minnesota. But again, Minnesota has plenty of injuries. Nafis Collier is not going to be playing, which is a huge puzzle piece that Atlanta Dream are going to have no problem figuring out. Not only that, I just can't get behind backing the Lynx right now. They just did not look good in the preseason. They did not look good in the offseason. I think the Dream have a lot of momentum riding with them. They have a lot of pieces that are going to help them out. I think Dream minus 3.5 is the best play in that game. Next up is going to be the Sky versus the Fire. This game tips off at 9 p.m., and this is the Fire's first WNBA season debut. Sky are about 5.5-point favorites with a 160.5 total. I think the Sky suck, but that's just me. This isn't going to be one of the best games on the board. However, I think the atmosphere inside of Portland is going to be electric. Like I said, this is their first game of the regular season. They're making their season debut. We're going to have big crowd energy. It's going to be a little emotional, but with that, there's going to be a volatility on both sides with both teams missing shots, both teams making shots. Chicago underwent a major roster turnover entering the season. I'm not that high on them. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. This is a tough spot for me. I like the Fire. I also like the under. I don't think we're going to see as many made shots as we think. I think we're going to see some scoring droughts. I lean to the Fire, but I also really like that under 160.5 here a lot between the Sky and the Fire. And with that, that is all 5 games that we have on the board for Saturday, May 9th. A quick recap of my favorite plays that we have for Saturday, May 9th. We have the Dream laying the 3.5 points. We have the Wings and the Fever over 176.5 points. I'd play that till about 178. And then we have the Portland Fire and the Chicago Sky going over 160.5 points in that one. Again, very important you like and subscribe. Share this video out. I'll be doing these videos every single night before WNBA games. If you're looking for all my premium selections, all you got to do is head on over to wizardsportspicks.com. Follow me on Twitter @JoeyTron, and let's cash some tickets.